All right. I can tell you that Alero Edu is in Yoruba class.
I have been all morning.
But our guest this morning, as you have seen in that song, is Otumba Dr. Tunji Sotimirin. Born in Warri 60 years ago to an born in 1960.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. An accountant father from Ogun State, mother from Ekiti State, born in Warri Delta State. You will explain all of that, but he is a legendary actor, considered one of the godfathers of stage theater, musician, producer, lecturer, etc., etc. Thanks for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure always. You know, Ayo. My name is Ayo Makinde. No, Mimi Kenny. Sorry.
Well, have you dropped the question mark that you put behind your name?
It's very much there because, you see, it is for you to decide whether, but I know that I am walking. I have been walking since. When people say, Azim be walking, it's up to you. Decide, make up your mind.
So that's the reason.
Sotimirin.
That's the meaning of the name, Sotimirin. But that's a perspective to that.
That's right. That's on the surface. That's surface definition of meaning. It's deeper than that. Osho, just put Osho behind it and leave the message to those who understand. Osho Timirin. That's it.
Oh, Osho is pushing me to work.
Absolutely, because we are saying the wizard, you know, waxes stronger. That's my, what you call it, the literal translation. The wizard waxes stronger, you know, propels you to do well, you know, and that's it.
But not, is he still walking?
Not is it, that's why I'm saying that for the pedestal, what you call it, interpretation.
And you also decided to be controversial about it by putting a question mark.
Yes, so it's up to you to interpret it.
Sotimirin.
Take your part of it, share, take your bit, take your palliative from my name.
Thanks for being here this morning.
Pleasure once again, pleasure.
After being on stage almost 40 years now? Or?
Yes, I was there, you know, during the last Christmas when...
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
I said being on in stage drama.
Okay.
Stage theater.
I was, during the last Muson Festival, which is an annual thing, October, last year, I was involved in Wale Soyinka's Child International, and another production of Samede, a Benin play, you know. So, October, November, December last year was busy for me. And even before the students went on holidays, one of them wrote a script, and he said he wanted me to be a part of it. And that was a few months back. So I'm very much active on stage, very much.
And in the classroom too? In
the classroom. You know, so that's my life. I have no other life.
But this song that we just played now...
You don't seem sure of that.
Whether I have another...
You don't seem sure.
Whether I have another life.
Yes.
No, I was looking at those who may want to offer me their own...
Oh, really?
I don't know. But this...
Are you a cat?
Well, we are all cats in a way. You move around. I mean...
Now, you did this song titled IBOSI.
Yeah.
Which literally translates to scream or shout or call attention.
Or raise an alarm.
Raise the alarm.
That's right.
Why?
I love that question, AY. Now, the thing is, there is so much going on that is, we seem not to care. When I say we, a lot of us in the society have this attitude of, oh, these children have come again. Oh, allow them, but they are our children. And I always go back to that reality when I want to discuss this issue, that these children are our children. We cannot push them aside, condemn them. We need to embrace them, have what I call a counter-discursive engagement with what they bring to the table. And what they have brought to the table this time around, and this has been on for several years, but we seem to have adopted the attitude of, it is their time. As an artist, I believe and I agree with the fact that we cannot continue to do the same thing the same way, because art is life is dynamic. So I agree that they cannot continue to do like Sonny Ade, Victor Owaifo, Barrister, Ayla Omowura. They have to come with their own perspectives, interpretation, fresh ideas, which is good, and that is the thing about art. But there's no way that I personally we agree with, when there's the importance of message cannot be overemphasized. Moral principles is something that you cannot dump. No matter what you do, you cannot afford to cross to the other side. Maintain your lane, do your bit, but when you cross to the other side, it will be the grace of God for you to now retrace your steps and come back to, this other side.
But a good number of people will also say that the same society literally produces such. You're talking about a song on drug abuse now. It's not the first. We've had quite a few. I remember a song by Femi Kuti. In fact, his debut was titled Search Yourself.
Yeah.
And that song was directly talking about drug use. How is society supposed to contribute to that, to ensure that we don't have to repeat the same message over and over again all the time?
Fantastic, Ayo. Thank you so much. You see, the thing is that we will use the means, the methods that we have in our possession to deal with the issue. And in my own case, I teach students, I interact with them, and I am using music, my art, my craft, my philosophical orientation as someone who has been deeply, involved with that education, that training, that enlightenment from roots that is rooted in my cultural environment. And I want to use that every time, like I said, to discuss. Like I said, they are our children. But I always put it, for instance, if you watch that video, all of them are, students, those who participated in the music. Even the producer happens to be my student, Ife Oluwa Akinpelu, who owns a studio. And, they said to me, sir, we are with you on this. So if I can capture that category of people, and they use their own platform to spread the message, I'm satisfied.
But Doc, it is also said that creative people sometimes need substances to bring out their creativity. And it is widely believed that that industry uses a lot of those things you're campaigning against.
Yeah. That is one of the reasons why I said that the lyrical content of the musical composition is something that they need to refashion, to have a rethink about. Listen, there's something about the beats that these young people compose, the lyrical, the musical rendition, instrumental rendition is fantastic. Because even before listen to the lyrics, you're already dancing to the beats. That is fine. So if people have accepted that your beat is good enough to respond to and be happy about and dance along, then why don't you just do something that will be lyrically, you know, that will provide meaning to existence. It's so simple. I don't know why it is so difficult for them to do that. I know that they have their cliques, you know, they have their own groups that they want to, and people, they understand the language. But you see, that language is just going to sustain you for a while. You will, and I always say that you will still come back if you have the grace of God to, you know, to be opportune to come back. Because if you cross over with those lyrics, it's dangerous.
Shouldn't we also lead on veterans like you? Forgive me for saying, you mentioned Victor Owaifo, King Sunny Ade, and of course in a little more in recent history than those are the Alex Souls, Alex Zitos, Onyeka Onwenu, and the rest of them. Even more recently, the Two-Face, and a good number of people in that generation. But things are the way they are now.
That's right.
So a good number of people will be wondering, isn't there a mentoring system in the music industry in the country? Or is it because there is an absence of a music industry that's made this opening happen?
Well, beyond mentoring these kids, the people who put money on these projects, empower them. They are the ones who think that, when they use the platform of the young people, it will help them to promote, to project, and preserve that kind of mentality. I think apart from addressing the, deficiencies, inadequacies, and the problems of the youth, people who put that money on reality shows, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, to say I have a lot of followership, they are the ones to actually address. And most significantly, Ayo and Antialero. Media, this is why it's not because I am here on Channels Television. When I came up with this project, it's been, I released this work some months back, and it was Channel Television that said, bring it, let's talk about it. I mean, what is wrong with other platforms? And you now prefer to push these other ones that have virtually nothing to offer us in the society.
No value.
No value, almost every time. If we can do the campaign, and I say, have a counter-discursive engagement on a regular basis. Ayo is talking. Antialero is talking. Patrick Dore, who left here, is saying his own. The students' body who appreciate the values that I am bringing to them also have a platform to push it. Look at the massive procession to say, look, Mohad must get, just look at that crowd. If we could have that kind of crowd to say what actually went wrong with the problem of Mohbad. Then if you can interrogate that, you want justice, then let us begin to deal with the issues at the foundational level. And the youth should come and say, what actually went wrong with Mohbad? Was he he must have been treated in a way that didn't augur well with his family, with his life, with his music.
You and Ali Baba seem to share the same sentiments about looking at the issue of Mohbad or justice for Mohbad from a deeper perspective than what we have, but unfortunately we're running completely out of time now. So what should we be expecting from Tunji Sotimirin, the artist, not Dr. Tunji Sotimirin, the lecturer.
No, leave doctor alone. No, me, I'm a performer. Academic is...
So what next do we expect from Tunji Sotimirin?
Brilliant. Like I told you, I'm still very active on stage, and I want to do more of this kind of musical composition. I am doing, for instance, we have a convocation every year in the University of Lagos, and I can guarantee you that people should watch out for the convocation play, right? Which Unilag we present. And we want to use that platform to also make statement about how we can combine the town and gown for nation building to correct some of these things, right? And on my last word would be channels. I appreciate you. I thank you. I commend you. But other platforms should play this sort of music and every other type of music that, will present conversation about how we can condemn this sort of lewd lyrical content. It will not do us anything. It can only sustain you for a while. It is not sustainable. That's it.
Some people will say that you are essentially saying there is lyrical violence. Well, absolutely. Tunji Sotimirin, actor, performer, lecturer, producer, godfather of stage theater, one of the godfathers of stage theater. Thank you so much for your time this
It's
morning.
A pleasure, and I appreciate the two of you, and indeed everybody in channels for being professional. I mean, kudos.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good. So
that's our show for today. As they say in our industry, it's a wrap.
Yes, it's a wrap.
And we look forward to being with you again next Saturday. I'm Alera Edu, wishing you a happy weekend and a blessed week ahead.
Someone said I didn't introduce myself earlier. My name is Ayo Makinde. So there you have it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and bye for now.